Hello, everyone. This is Trina Boyd. I'm back with another video. So, if you are watching this video, if you clicked on this video, it's probably because you're wondering about how to start a 501c3 or what is a 501c3, right? So, I am actually going to talk with you about that today. We're actually going to talk about what a 501c3 is, why you need to have a 501c3. So, let's get into this. So, um, First, I want to introduce myself. I am Trina Boyd. I'm the founder of Women in Power. And what we do, we help women who are in business. We help them start businesses. We help them with marketing strategies. We help them scale their businesses. We help them with business credit. We help them with anything pertaining to business. So, any business, that's what we do. So, that's the first thing. Second thing is why. So, we're going to get into the video. So, why do you want or need a 501c3? So that's the question, and that's why you click on this video, right? So, Women in Power is actually a 501c3. And over the course of the years, we've actually been a 501c3 since 2015. But over the course of the years, these are some benefits that we have personally experienced. So, the first thing is why you want to have the 501c3 letter. Let's first talk about what it is. 501c3 letter is actually a letter that you get from the IRS. Once you have this letter, it opens you up for a range of benefits that you can have for your nonprofit, right? So it's a tax exempt letter. Y'all know what that means? I'm gonna tell you. It means that you now, as an organization, do not have to pay taxes. You heard me right. So you don't have to pay taxes. So one of the benefits of having this letter, besides not having to pay taxes, is grant funding. You hear me? Right, grant funding. So you may have heard of grants that are out there, quote unquote, where you can get for your business. 99% of the time, if it's a grant, they're going to ask you for this 501c3 letter. This letter is so powerful. When I tell you it's very powerful, it's very powerful. So one of the grants that I always talk about, I tell people, once you get your 501c3, this is the grant that you want to go after. The name of this particular grant is the Walmart grant. This is the easiest grant that you can get. It's up to $5,000. This particular grant is it's a local grant. It is meant to be used locally. So, but it only takes, and the reason I'm telling you about this, because it only takes you literally about 5 minutes to do this letter, maybe 10 minutes. But either way, this is the benefit. This is one of the benefits of getting grant funding. Last year, I'm filming this in 2021. So in 2020, my organization, Women in Power, applied for a federal grant. But when I went to apply for that federal grant, they asked me if I have if I'm a 501c3. This federal grant was $500,000, right? If I didn't have my letter, I would have never qualified for this particular grant. So this is the power behind having this 501c3 letter, okay? So that's the power and why do you need to have this 501c3 letter? So before I get into the next one, I want you to comment below what type of nonprofit you're trying to start. Comment below what you'll be doing in your 501c3 or your nonprofit, but comment below the type of nonprofit you want to start. Okay. So grant funding is a benefit, right? We talked about that. That is a major benefit to getting your 501c3. So with the 501c3 grant funding, right? So the second benefit, I hope y'all are taking notes. Take notes, okay? So the second benefit to having a 501c3 and why you want to get your 501c3 letter is because of in-kind donations. So it's called in-kind donation. So what is an in-kind donation? Basically, an in-kind donation is something of a physical or something physical that someone can give you, or something, a service that someone can give you for free. So basically, one of my students, she actually received an in-kind donation. What it was a free office space. So I actually introduced her to this um, because of the fact that she have a 501c3, and you're probably wondering, why would somebody give me a free office space as a nonprofit? So I'm gonna tell you why. The reason that they will give you this free office space in exchange for your 501c3 is because now whoever donates this free office to you can now get a tax deduction on their taxes. So I'm gonna repeat that. So basically, when they donate this office, if it's worth $5,000 a month, if it's worth $2,000 a month, they now can deduct that 5,000 a month on their taxes, which is about 60,000 a year. So now, guess what this does for them? This allows them to pay less money on their taxes, and they didn't even have to give you any financial, but it's benefiting you as a nonprofit 501c3, and it's benefiting them on their taxes. So that's called a tax deductible donation. And that was the next thing I was going to talk about. But if you do not have that letter, or if you are a nonprofit without that letter, they will not consider you, because when they go to file their taxes, if somebody donates you an office and they go to file their taxes, the IRS is going to want to know if they are a 501c3, tax exempt. Okay. So this is why it's important to have this letter. So I do have a course where I teach you, show you step by step, screen by screen, question by question, basically telling you how to get and how to apply for your 501c3. I start from the top all the way to the federal level. So I start from the state level, because we got the state level, all the way to the federal level. But I show you step by step on how to get this 501c3 letter. The link is in the description below. So make sure you check it out for registration. It is a on-demand course. So once you register, you will get the course instantly. So you don't have to wait for it. So let me continue on with these benefits of having the letter. We talked about in-kind donations. So in-kind donation is someone just donating in-kind items. So they're just donating. So for example, I'm gonna give you another example for in-kind, because I think I kind of went to the tax deductible part. But let's continue on with the in-kind donation. So basically, if you go to Walmart, right, and you need some items for an event. So if you need some items for an event and you're a 501c3, you have your letter with you. You can go in there, ask for the manager, let them know what you're trying to do, and they could possibly donate items. That's an in-kind. That's not a financial, but it's called an in-kind donation. If it's under $250, Walmart or anybody, you can have a letter and ask them for this in-kind donation. But either way, once they donate this in-kind donation, you're probably wondering, why are they going to donate anything to me? Because you have a 501c3 letter, and now they are wanting to donate, because now it's a tax deduction for them. Okay. So that's the in-kind donation, but I want to get back into the tax deductible donations, because this is very, very serious information. So I hope you all are taking notes. So tax deductible is the next reason why you want to get this letter. I mean, if I haven't given you reasons why you want to get this letter yet, look. And then I'm going to get later on into, so keep watching. I'm going to get into, do you really profit as a nonprofit? Okay, I'm going to get into that. That's the last thing I'm going to talk about. So make sure you keep watching. Make sure you comment below your nonprofits. I want to know what type of nonprofit that you're wanting to start. Okay, so tax deductible is the next. This is the one I'm talking about. So I know someone who have who got an entire house mansion donated to her because she had a 501c3 letter. I'm gonna repeat that because I don't think y'all let that sink in. A football player donated an entire mansion to her because she had a 501, I'm not gonna say her name, she had a 501c3 letter. So you're probably wondering, why did he do this? Because now he can write it off on his taxes. You heard me right. He can write it off on his taxes. Not only did she get a house donated to her, she got a boat. Other football players started donating to her. They donated a boat to her. What did she say? A duplex. Um, no, a condo. All of these things. Do you hear me? You have to know how to ask. But not only do you have to know how to ask, you have to be prepared to ask, because you can't go to anyone and ask for these things to be donated if you don't have a letter. That 501c3 letter. The 501c3 letter is powerful. Do you hear me? But it's on a federal level. So it's on a federal level. So that's the third thing, right? So I got all my notes. I'm getting to it. Okay. So the fourth thing, or the fourth reason why you want to get this letter, is because you don't have to pay taxes on your home or on your facility if you are operating out of that. So you do have to use the home for your nonprofit, for nonprofit purposes, for your organization's purposes, but you don't pay taxes on it because you are tax exempt. So with that being said, um, one of the young ladies that I helped get her 501c3, it was November 2020. I actually helped her put the application into the system. They took forever to do it. Normally it takes about 6 weeks, the way I show you. But this particular time, they were backed up because of COVID and everything. But down the line, I think she kept calling, trying to, figure out what's going on. Because I know, all the paperwork was right. So in February, she finally got the letter. And she said that she was 501c3. So she had already paid her taxes on the house that she was using for her nonprofit. So she took the letter to the tax office for the state, and they wrote her a check for $2,000 because she had already paid her taxes. So they basically reimbursed her because, of course, the IRS took a while to get her letter, but she had proof that it was in 2020 is when she got her letter. So I actually told her, I said, take it down there and, let them see that you are 501c3 so you don't have to pay taxes. And that's what she did. So it was well worth, the investment, because she instantly already getting, she was already getting her to $2,000 or taxes waived every year. I mean, the investment is out of this world as it relates to what you want to get back on your investments. So it's what you want to get back on that investment, right? So what are you getting back on that investment? So for the life of that house, she's not going to have to pay taxes. So right there, that's an instant savings. Let's just say she owned the house for 30 years. I'm going to do my math, get my phone out and do my math. Let's just say she's going to own the house for 30 years. 2,000, so 2,000 times 30. So she already don't, that's $60,000. Her investment was way cheaper, like thousands of dollars cheaper, of course, but um, that's the savings. Not only she's going to be saving that much, but also she is actually going to be receiving a grant for the Walmart grants. That's up to $5,000. She can get that every year. But the Walmart, guess what? They're going to ask you for it. They're going to ask you for that 501c3 letter. So that's the power of that letter. So I'm going to skip over and get to the final thing. The final thing is people may not know, but you get to get paid for something that you love to do or passionate about doing, or or God has called you to this. So you get to do this and you get paid for it. Because as a nonprofit, you have a board of directors. You are on your board of directors. Your board of directors will receive a salary. So one of the biggest nonprofits that I know is a $1 billion nonprofit. But guess what? The CEO founder makes $500,000 per year. I'm gonna repeat that. He makes $500,000 per year doing what he loves. Of course, he's a $1 billion nonprofit, but you get to do what you love and get a salary behind it. So, with all of that being said, I want to encourage you. I want to um, prompt you to definitely register for the 501c3 course. You definitely want to get it. You need it. If this is something that God has put on your heart, if this is something that you're passionate about doing, if it's something that you're experiencing or have experienced in the past, and now this is prompting you to start a nonprofit, start the nonprofit, but make sure you get your letter. Don't listen to other people saying you don't have to get it. You need it, because if you don't, how are you going to get funding for your nonprofit? Who's going to fund you? Do you know a billionaire who's going to just give you money? If they give you, a billionaire is still going to want to see that letter, because they want to get that deduction on their taxes. Why do you think Jeff Bezos didn't have to pay any taxes when he went to go file his business taxes? Because he has a lot of um nonprofits that he donates to. He spent a lot of money with nonprofits. So I'm just gonna let that sink in. But anyway, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more updates that I'm going to be doing. Make sure that you comment below your nonprofit that you want to start. Make sure you register for the course. If you have questions, let me know. I will leave my information. I'll leave my number for you to text me. If you need to chat, let me know and I'll send a link. But thank you for watching and have a great one.